how do we get people to feel safe, to feel comfortable enough to share openly in a space? Well, there's a lot of things that we can do. One of the first things that I suggest, and this is what I work with my clients with, especially the leaders, is if you're a leader, you're the one that people are looking up to for guidance. They're the ones, people are looking up to you to kind of model the behavior. So the first step is to be vulnerable, to share openly something that maybe you might have a little bit of an insecurity about. If you're expecting people to open up in a scenario, in a workshop, in a meeting, but you're not doing the same, it's just kind of unrealistic, especially as a leader of a group. So now, it doesn't mean that you have to share everything and you just rip open your chest and let everything out. I'm not saying that at all. But I am saying be vulnerable. Show things that maybe might show how you don't know something, or that you're uncertain of something, or you're scared of something, or you're nervous about something. Maybe even speak to the fact of, hey, I know that in this space, people don't feel comfortable sharing, and I know that I'm a big factor of that. And I'm really confused and I'm really uncertain of what to do. So I want to speak that to the space and bring that to the space to let you know that even though I don't know exactly what to do, I want to work with you all so that we can figure this out together, so that people feel comfortable sharing. Because right now people don't do that, and that's a lot on me. And so I'm trying to figure that out so that we can open up in this space. And so I would love it if I could get your help, work with you all, so that we can work together to figure out what needs to change, what needs to happen, so that this space can be open. So again, it's not like you're letting out your whole life story, but you are being vulnerable. You are sharing with the idea that, hey, we've been working on trying to create a safe space. I've been asking questions. That's not working. So then let's just be honest about what's happening, and people don't feel comfortable opening up. And so let's speak to it so that we can change it. Right? So that's one of the things that you can do to help people feel more comfortable sharing in the space. Now, the next thing you could do is be really curious. And in this, this is where you remove the judgment, you remove your knowing, get rid of all of that, and come in pure curiosity of what is everyone else's experience. Now, again, a lot of times, sometimes it might be like a starter to get people to open up and share after you're vulnerable, but a lot of times it's not. So again, going back onto what I was sharing before, this is a great time to have people fill out perhaps a bunch of Postit notes of what are the things that prevent them from feeling safe in the space. Excuse me. There we go. Nice and clear. What prevents people from feeling safe in the space? And that's kind of the what to do, is get people to share. But how you do it is really going to allow for people to share more or less then. Again, if you just say in a big group, hey, everyone, what's making you feel uncomfortable to share? Again, that probably might not work as well. But if you give people time to reflect, jot things down, to really think about it, and then also if you can separate the person from whatever it is that they wrote down, that helps people also feel a lot more comfortable and safe to share, right? So if you have a bunch of people writing Post-it notes and then everyone puts up the Post-it notes, now it's kind of anonymized. You don't know necessarily who wrote what. Another simple way is surveys. A lot of times people do surveys and then they do one survey and then they got everything, that's it. No, there's a lot more needed to do there. But that can be a starting point, right? So whatever it is you need to do to get people to openly share what are the things that are preventing them from opening up, Again, it might be they're worried about looking wrong and bad in front of their colleagues. They want to look smart and intelligent. They don't want to look like they've been doing the wrong thing for so long. Whatever it may be, and whatever modality, again, I think giving people time and space to actually articulate their language and then presenting that disconnected from the individual, that will help a lot more people feel more comfortable and vulnerable to open up. Let me rephrase that. That'll allow people to feel more comfortable to open up, but not as vulnerable. So that's like a big way that you can work to be curious about other people. And then, you can put them up and start having open conversations about the idea, but it's not directly connected to the person. And you can go from there. That's a lot of the beginnings of our discovery workshops, where we work with a team to really get into the nitty-gritty of what's going on. A famous fortune cookie once told me, a problem fully understood is a problem half solved. And I fully believe in that. Thank you, fortune cookie. So that's part 2. Be curious. Now the next part is showing that you understand. And this takes time, this takes energy, this takes effort. But the goal is, this is something that I get to do with a lot of, when I have my first consultations with clients, is a lot of clients aren't able to articulate a lot of this. So I'm able to show that I understand their challenges better than they can, or at least have the language to it. And that helps them feel more comfortable, feel more safe. Now, if you're asking me history, I don't know anything. I think something happened back in the day. But if you're asking me about what stops people from collaborating, well, I do have knowledge of that, and I can show that I understand what it is that people are going through. And so you take all that information, you ask a lot of questions, and then you start reflecting back to people. Okay, so I'm seeing that this is kind of a big challenge. I'm seeing that, like, a lot of times people feel like they're shut down when they're bringing up ideas. So if we can make a space where when people bring up ideas, we yes and the ideas, we encourage the ideas, and we don't shut any idea down, that's something that if we work on that, that might help people feel safe. Is that what I'm hearing from what you're saying? Right? So reflecting back what people are saying, reflecting back, try to even reflecting back a deeper understanding or even clearer language of what it is that people are saying, and you show that they're understanding, people feel more comfortable speaking up. I had a workshop a little while ago, and it was gorgeous, where at the end of it, I had a woman, everyone left except for this one woman, and we were talking about building trust in the space. She comes up to me, she's like, "Thank you so much. I've been trying for years to articulate what my experience is, and I finally have the language for that. And I realized my challenge is that I don't know how to share other people's biases that they have against me as a woman of color." And for her, she saw through this work that I understood a lot of why that happens and what are the challenges of that. And because she saw that I understood, she felt safe to share that. And she said, for the past 20 years of working with American organizations, I've never been able to feel comfortable to speak to that, nor have the language. Imagine holding that in for 20 years. What else are your people holding in? And again, it's not necessarily going to be your fault, but it's the team and your responsibility to figure out what can we do to get people to open up and share in meetings so that they can address issues, so that people feel more relaxed and then there's more creativity going on. So people can start collaborating with one another rather than have this divisiveness, to save time and energy and just be more productive and have a bigger impact to the people that you serve. That's going to be the beauty of when you get people to share openly with one another. And so I hope this was really helpful for you. Now, in the link, in the comments below, or in the description below, I have a link to a free resource. This resource is meant specifically to help you go through a play-by-play, and this is only a fraction of what is in that free resource. It's a free guide on how to get people to open up in meetings. So how do you have more successful meetings? free guide that dives in way more than this video, but will help you, give you a step-by-step play of what it is that you all can do to start moving your staff forward to create a space of open communication, honest communication, building trust, building safety, so that you all have a much more productive experience and a happier one as well. Thank you so much for being here today. I hope this was helpful. Feel free to reach out. The website will be below, leadbyimpact.com, or you can email me, michael@leadbyimpact.com. And again, your free resource will be below. Thank you so much and have a great day.